Hi everyone, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly horoscope. My name is Terence Gardino. The week begins on Monday, July the 10th, and it's going to be a relatively calm week. There's only one major planetary event, and it's positive. Let's just start with Monday. The moon is in Aquarius. Now, when there aren't any major planetary events, that's like Venus or Mars or Jupiter in transit, triggering another planet in the heavens. But when there's none of that going on, we look to the moon. The moon kind of describes the mood of the general public. And on Monday and Tuesday, the moon is in Aquarius. Aquarius is more socially conscious, a little bit more quirky, innovative, very friendly. But Moon in Aquarius on Monday is in harmony with pleasure-seeking, harmonious Venus, good with talkative, mental stimulating Mercury. So a good day for hanging out with friends. On Tuesday, now the moon is very fortunate with lucky expansive Jupiter and solid with Saturn. Could be a good business day, a good day to accomplish any kind of projects. With Jupiter, it could be involving traveling, it could involve studying or teaching. And the Saturn is given the discipline. The moon in Aquarius, when it comes to traveling or studying, triggers the intellectual curiosity. By Wednesday, the moon enters more sensitive, creative, compassionate Pisces. Not even making any, the moon's not even triggering any planets that day. So that's a very calm day. Unless there's other factors that are triggering your individual horoscope, and that's a whole other story. By Thursday, the moon in Pisces is now triggering, but in a little bit of tension with Venus. The moon wants to bond, Venus wants more closeness, but they're at odds with one another. So it's a bit of, you want to be social, you want to hang out, but you don't want it to be too close, like smothering. And to add to that, the moon is crossing over Neptune. And moon Neptune, well, that could be good for intuition and inspiration, empathy. But when we're bringing in that social component, the moon Neptune gets a bit confused, evasive, doesn't really know what it wants. By Friday, Mercury, communication Mercury is where we look to of how you process information, what you're thinking about. Mercury is going to be very favorable with expansive Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the planet that seeks knowledge. We look to Jupiter for more higher education. Mercury is very curious. Mercury deals more with the details. Think of Mercury when it comes to education as Mercury. It will write. It's the process of writing the book, writing the article, doing your homework assignments. The Jupiter is more of the teaching, the publishing, getting those ideas that you wrote down on paper out to the world. So this Mercury-Jupiter on Friday is very favorable for all mental pursuits, education, making plans, traveling. But Mercury likes to talk. And the Jupiter is very optimistic and expansive. So your mind could be expanded with all kinds of ideas, or it's a really good day, being it's Friday and you're going into Friday evening and the beginning of the weekend, to really be having some lively, upbeat conversations with your friends. On Saturday, now the moon has shifted into Aries. Aries is more impatient, more adventurous, much more outgoing than it was in that more reflective Pisces period. On Saturday, the moon is favorable with social Venus, favorable with expansive Jupiter, favorable with communication Mercury. It is a great day for all kinds of events, going to entertainment events, going to parties, hanging out with friends. You're just going to be feeling so much more outgoing and talkative and friendly. On Sunday, the moon is still in Aries, but it's now forming a difficult angle to the sun, a difficult angle to irritable Mars when it's stressed, and then crossing over unpredictable, surprising Uranus. So where Saturn is overall, for most of us, inclines for a good social mood, by Sunday, we're a bit irritable, want to be left alone. Could be that from Friday night and especially Saturday night, you were having such a great time that by Sunday you're hungover, you've had enough, you just want to be left alone, and that Aries mood can be very independent. So like, leave me alone. But this is a pretty good week. And especially on Friday when there's all these ideas that are bouncing around in your head and expressing out to the world. Before I tune off, I want to remind you again that I'm available for a one-question offer for a nominal fee. You can find a direct link to order for the answer under the video playing on the website. And remember, I always mention how the time of birth, even if it's just morning, lunchtime, that time of birth makes giving predictions more accurate. And in the body of the note sent to me, would you please just repeat the birth information, the time, the place, the state and city and so forth where you were born. I want to thank you for tuning in. Until next week, have a great week.